ai ma tetalo kelo pieni alaka bedo tie pi ma tetalo kelo utie maleng lonam manaka watwomo
baleri wa pepea kumbeni ma ene da ko leng pe da ko yel da ko matar ofo to twal nikel wa pi total.
As for now, you see, I'm very happy. Now the roofs are okay, the walls are now okay, the whole school looks very beautiful. Everybody who comes is seeing, really appreciating and saying, wow, that is good. So I appreciate the funders and those who thought about Kirama Primary School.
Kono bedo tek pen no kita mau teno waramo kwano ke de book peti pen wano pe ke de gumengi no sola nyotara eto ichani mado no wani tara teno wado ngina kwana bed.
I'm very happy for Total for putting in this initiative. Really, as a community, it has not been easy because we do find with the limited facilities, limited human resource, we have been having challenges. You could come and take a lot of time, at times sitting under the trees, sitting down on the floor, but really with the new structure they have put in, I believe services are going to improve.
When this rain came and blew over our roof, it has spoiled a lot of our things that we have kept in the house, because when the rain was raining, all of us were inside for work. We only got home when the damage has been done already. But at the moment, I've seen the renovation has been completed. Our house is really looking good. We have seen all the facility has been put in place. That alone motivates us to do a lot.
Hello there and welcome from me, Rukidi Kijjanangoma, to News Tonight. This Tuesday, the 10th day of March 2026. But first, let's have a look at our top stories. In our top stories tonight, Premier Nabanja tips on specialized medical treatment at Mulago National Referral Hospital. ICT Permanent Secretary Dr. Amina Zawed explains internet shut-off during elections. National Social Security Fund launches amnesty campaign to clear their arrears. And in sports, Tyrants win overall title at the 16th Nakoba Sports Gala. Welcome once again. I am Rukidi Kijjanangoma, and we do apologize for having come a little bit late. It was due to a technical problem. The Prime Minister of Uganda, Robinah Nabbanja, has encouraged Ugandans to seek for specialized medical treatment at Mulago National Referral Hospital instead of spending millions of shillings traveling abroad for the same services. Nabbanja was speaking during the belated Women's Day celebrations held at Mulago National Referral Hospital.
This morning, the Prime Minister of Uganda, Robinah Nabbanja, joined the medical workers at Mulago National Referral Hospital to celebrate the belated Women's Day.
So as we celebrate Women's Day today, I wish to express my deepest appreciation to the female health workers of Mulago National Specialized Referral Hospital. Women form the backbone of Uganda's health care system. Your dedication ensures that millions of Ugandans receive care every day.
Currently, the hospital offers specialized oncology treatment at the Uganda Cancer Institute, cardiology at the Uganda Heart Institute, dialysis, neurosurgery, and kidney transplant services, among others, which were largely sold from abroad.
All those three words were not here when I was a Minister of Health. It's a very big development.
We are also going to start liver transplant. Our team for liver transplant is in India being trained. Hopefully, maybe July, maybe August, they will do the program. But definitely this year, we're going to do our maiden liver transplant. Cornea is on the way. Bone marrow is on the way. Once we do liver, then the next will be pancreas. And then we'll finish all the organs which can be done from living donors.
The Prime Minister toured some of the specialized units in Mulago Hospital and appreciated the facilities being offered there.
Thank you for using the Mulago.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
I was in Nairobi, I said,
all the experts are here.
they go the
It
other
was
side
not
for
necessary
check.
for him to go to Nairobi. Why? Because all the experts are here. And here is treated honorably. Yes.
And the right honorable, I must appreciate specifically Dr. Chi.
Who is Dr. Chi?
I'm here, right honorable. He's so parental and he has the care.
Honorable Uncle, but many people told him to go to Nairobi and maybe India. He said no. There is Dr. Chintu who is specialized. So he says he's safer here.
She encouraged Ugandans to seek for specialized medical treatment at Mulago National Referral Hospital instead of spending millions of shillings traveling abroad for the same services.
You have found even a member of parliament who would otherwise be taken to India, and they are going to operate on him. So to me, this is a plus on our government. My only take here is that Ugandans must know that these services are here.
Mulago Hospital received an international certification, making it one of the best recognized health facilities on the globe.
I want to congratulate the management of the hospital for transformation that we are seeing in this hospital. And that is evidenced by the certifications that we keep on getting as the hospital. I want also to thank the heads of department, because there is no way we would have gotten this certification without really each head of department putting in their best and making sure that we achieve, we deliver.
However, Nabanja cautioned them to stop extortion from the poor Ugandans who go to the Mulago National Referral Hospital.
Or I encourage you to avoid social evils of absenteeism, extortion, because we continue, nobody has talked about this, we continue to get reports of extortion, and treat your profession as a calling.
The colorful ceremony was also attended by the Minister of State for Health in charge of general duties, Anifa Kawoya, the head of public service, Rusina Chobe, and permanent secretary in the Ministry of Health, Dr. Diana Twine.
The Prime Minister, Right Honourable Robin Anabanja, has today met leaders of 11 opposition parties in the country who canvassed support for President Yoweri Museveni during the just concluded presidential elections. The meeting took place at the Prime Minister's conference hall here in Kampala.
The Prime Minister Robin Anabanja, flanked by the Minister for General Duties in the Office of the Prime Minister, Kasule Lumumba, thanked the opposition parties for being patriotic by supporting President Yoweri Museveni. Nabanja thanked the opposition parties for forming an alliance to rally behind President Yoweri Museveni in the recent elections.
Thank you once again. On your own accord, you took a decision to support His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. On your own accord, you went out to use your own resources. So if there is a word patriotism that exists in Uganda, you are more patriotic than some of us. Using my powers as the Prime Minister of the Republic of Uganda, I will do what I can within my powers, and then the President, I believe, will also do what he can. So in brief, this meeting shows you that the government of Uganda, under the wise leadership of His Excellency General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, recognizes
your contribution.
Isaac Ojok, a member of the Uganda People's Congress National Council, says that they decided to support President Yoweri Museveni because he has transformed Uganda.
We ensured that we did not step on the toes of NRM in the mobilization process. We went with our specific messages. Our key message, number one, Madam Right Prime Minister, one, was the gain given to us by His Excellency the President. Right Honorable Prime Minister, His Excellency gave us sustainable peace that we are enjoying in northern Uganda today. That was one key item that we presented to our people, and our people appreciated it.
The President of the Deliberate Vote and leader of the Republic Women and Youth Party, Stella Nabunya, says that President Museveni could not be equated to any other candidate in the just concluded presidential elections.
We had to make our flags move higher and higher to show the world that the candidate we are promoting is genius. Even if we are to consider all presidents in Africa, he's the most senior and he's the most strategic. And he's a president who can transit Uganda and Africa for the common good.
The team was led by the chairman on the National Consultative Forum of Uganda, Geoffrey Chiwanda Subi. The parties that supported President Yoweri Museveni include Uganda People's Congress, the Democratic Party, Uganda Patriotic Movement, Social Democratic Party, among others.
The First Lady and Minister for Education and Sports, Janet Kataha Museveni, has hosted an international delegation from the Mantle of Deborah and a Million Women prayer movements who paid a courtesy call at State House, Nakasero. The delegation was led by Nigerian-based Apostle Isi Egebenegba, a founder of the Mantle of Deborah movement, and Apostle Laura Alred from the United States, who is the president and global director of A Million Women. The group was visiting Uganda as part of a continental tour to promote the A Million Women initiative, which seeks to mobilize intercessors across Africa to raise up and pray for their nations.
Mantle of Deborah is an apostolic and prophetic movement that empowers women to rise as leaders, influencers, and nation builders in the marketplace, government, and society. A Million Women is a global Christian intercessory prayer movement inspired by the biblical story of Esther and aims to save nations through prayer. The movement, which began in the United States, has already spread to more than 35 African countries and continues to expand across the continent. The visitors shared their vision of mobilizing and uniting women across Africa to intercede for their nations through solemn assemblies and gatherings aimed at seeking God's guidance, strengthening Christian values, and promoting spiritual renewal across the continent. Mama Janet welcomed the initiative and commended the delegation for their mobilizing women to pray for their nations. She expressed her profound belief that Africa's time for restoration has arrived.
I have felt in my heart for a long time that God has waited for Africa for a long time. And I have felt many times that we let God down because God blessed Africa so much with so much resources that would have blessed this country and the people of God. But we did nothing with what God blessed Africa with. Now God, I think, has chosen to use women. And what I'm hearing from you really is amazing. It's an amazing answer to my heart's prayer.
She expressed optimism about the role women can play in spiritual renewal and nation building.
And I'm hoping that God will raise a million women in Uganda to pray for Uganda, that God may finally speak to us as a nation and speak to Africa and make him proud of what Africa now becomes. And all the honor and glory will go back to him.
Apostle Isi thanked Mrs. Museveni for being the very first lady to open doors for her and the Mount of Deborah movement.
1 Million Women has established itself in over 35 nations in Africa. And we have intercessors consistently praying for the nations in Africa. We have a tour that we are on, going to the different nations to tell them about the vision, what God wants to do with their land, and to galvanize the intercessors to rise up and pray for their nation.
And the Lord spoke to me yesterday when I came here to Uganda, and we had this beautiful roundtable that I needed to come and get my feet in Africa to birth a continental movement of calling the Esthers to cry out, to pray Isaiah 40, the crooked places be made straight, the rough places be made smooth, let the high places be brought low, to prepare for the return of the Lord.
This year, our goal is to, like I said, cover the nations in prayer, cover the continent in prayer. We believe Africa is key to the move of God in this end time generation. And so we also may have something in East Africa as well. We are in talks with different ministers, but we are really excited about what the Lord is doing and about the glory of the Lord that's sweeping throughout the continent. So,
but God said Uganda has been pushed away. It has been covered with a bowl, but I'm here now to open up the pearl of Africa. And I saw him shining the pearl. He was shining it. Uganda is getting ready to break free and break out. And I have felt that so much in my spirit.
Baguma William reporting for UBC.
Thanks, William Baguma, for that story there. Now, the Permanent Secretary, Minister of Information, Communication, Technology and National Guidance, Dr. Amina Zawede, has told the Public Accounts Committee of Parliament that the decision to switch off internet during the January 2026 general elections was taken by police and the Interagency Security Committee. She was appearing before the Public Accounts Committee with officials from the Ministry of ICT to answer queries in the Auditor General's report on internet shutdown during the 2026 general elections, which, according to members of Parliament, led to infringement on people's rights. Take a watch.
The Permanent Secretary, Minister of ICT, Dr. Amina Zawede, led officials from the ministry to appear before the Public Accounts Committee to answer queries in the Auditor General's report for year ending 30th June 2025. The Auditor General shows that on utilization of government of Uganda warrants, the entity received 70.2 billion shillings and spent 69.14 billion, representing an absorption level of 98.49%. Committee members tasked officials to explain why outputs worth 0.8 billion shillings were not implemented.
We still see money spent, but is not accounted for. So could it be for the outputs and activities that were not implemented at all, and that they were not completed? Then that means there was either diversion or misuse.
The Permanent Secretary, Minister of Public Service, Dr. Amina Zawede, said whatever was partially implemented was as a result of insufficient funds.
In the subsequent years, we have planned, but then the releases that come are less than what has been budgeted for. So what we are warranting is what has been released to the ministry.
The Deputy Chairperson of the committee, Gorethi Namuga, tasked officials to explain the internet shutdown during the 2026 general elections. Dr. Amina explained that it was a partial switch off.
Is that true? You said during elections the internet wasn't switched off because in government entities you had internet. And the reason as to why I didn't know what is the right term to use. What did you do to internet? It was partial. Describe the partial switch off. Who accesses and who doesn't?
Because services, government offices had internet, the financial banking sector and systems had connectivity, and even those institutions that are doing business process outsourcing were connected. For those who are trying to access social media,
For those who are trying to access social media.
no one could access social media. Even if I was in government, I could not access social media.
Some MPs said even mobile money services had been switched off.
We need to be
saying
clear
the
on this.
service delivery was not distorted, but we did not have even mobile money. We were not able to access money from any bank because even the bank system was disconnected.
On the issue of mobile money, to the best of my knowledge, unless if it was a service provider problem, to the best of my knowledge, mobile money was working.
What was happening, especially where I was and for the transactions that I was involved in, you could receive money and send money, but not access cash.
Dr. Amina further explained to members of the committee that switching off internet was an issue of national security.
And when did you inform the country that internet is going to be off? Were we told in time, or it was just an abrupt arrangement?
Switching off the internet was a result of issues to do with national security. When there are issues to do with national security, I think some of these announcements cannot be made in advance.
Who gave you the instructions to switch off?
Agency Security Committee that looks at matters of national security, and that is the committee that took the decision that it was necessary for us to have the shutdown of the internet.
A board member of UCC representing the Minister of ICT, Geoffrey Agoi, told members of the committee that the questions they were asking be directed to the Executive Director, UCC.
Discuss this issue of switching off internet at the board level, and we were actually informed that the ED UCC did receive a formal directive from the National Security Council, and we did actually see the letter itself in that respect.
MPs advised that institutions responsible must first alert the country. They told officials to provide details and documents of the directive of the internet shutdown to the committee. I'm Nafka Farida and Gloria Gwitabinji at Parliament.
The judiciary, cultural and religious leaders have agreed to promote alternative dispute resolution mechanisms. This was during the 4th African Conference on Strengthening ADR to resolve disputes. We have more in this story.
The Gumzora ADR Conference Day 2 focused on alternative justice strategy and capacity building. Religious and cultural leaders discussed the role they play in promoting peaceful dispute resolution. Participants shared utilizing available means in their respective institutions and communities to support alternative dispute resolution.
Justice is for all, whether one is rich or not rich, or one is of prominent and not prominent family, he can access justice.
Speaking for Buganda, where I come from, it is rooted, it is very consistent with our own traditional methods.
Majority of the people who have disputes in whatever nature they come, whether family, whether criminal related, most of these people are vulnerable.
The stakeholders disagreed with a proposal to make alternative dispute resolution mandatory in every case.
There's a difference between private mediation and court-annexed mediation. Because when you put mediation in the court process, you are actually looking at it as case management.
The court has a duty to make this a mandatory alternative, but leaving the route open to the courtroom.
The principal judge, Lady Justice Jane Francis Abodo, emphasized embracing alternative dispute resolution mechanisms and promoting access to justice.
Alternative justice systems are not mere alternatives. They are the foundation of societal harmony. They are systems rooted in indigenous traditions, cultural norms, and communal values, and encompasses mechanisms like the elders' councils. These systems emphasize restoration over retribution, consensus over confrontation, and healing over punishment.
Minister for Justice and Constitutional Affairs, Nobert Mao, said government support is needed to ensure effective implementation.
Alternative dispute resolution restores relationships. It heals. It is like some oil which cools. The AGS strategy also commands us to develop an appropriate legislative or regulatory framework. That's where the Ministry of Justice comes in.
Chief Justice Emeritus Alphonse Chigamoi Ownyidolo cited establishing an alternative justice strategy center to serve as a one-stop center for training mediators and arbitrators.
What we are doing here should cascade down to the village. We need to put in place an AGS center in Gulu. I've acquired land 10 acres in Koro, where we would put in place an institution that will take leadership in promoting African dispute resolution.
The Gumzora Edara Conference is on the theme, reimagining and positioning ADR as the preferred dispute resolution mechanism for Africa. Deborah Namamonde, Viola Nansuga, UBC News.
Now, the Chief of Defense Forces, General Muhoozi Kainerugaba, has today chaired an inaugural meeting of the MK Fund. The fund will be giving seed grants to youth with innovative business ideas in commercial agriculture, local manufacturing, and ICT. The seed grants will be given to individuals, with each person receiving not more than 1 million shillings. Beneficiaries will not need to pay back the money. Speaking at the inaugural meeting held in Fort Portal City, General Muhoozi said the fund will complement existing government programs such as the Parish Development Model, PDM, and it will serve those segments of society that are most vulnerable, such as urban youth. General Muhoozi, who is chairman of the Board of Trustees of the MK Fund, said the board is meant to provide direction and oversight to the fund. The board will set up a review committee to examine and evaluate applications from those who want to apply for money from the fund. Members of the Board of Trustees include Jane Ruth Acheng, the Minister for Health, Frank Tumwebaze, the Minister of Agriculture, Edwin Karujire, who is the Secretary, and Andrew Mwenda, a veteran journalist. The MK Fund will ensure that a minimum of 30% of the grants will go to female candidates. The National Social Security Fund, NSSF, has launched a 2-month amnesty campaign aimed at encouraging employers with outstanding contributions to clear their arrears. The campaign, which runs from March 10th to May 11th, 2026, offers employers a 100% waiver on penalties for unpaid contributions.
Officials say that the initiative will improve compliance with the provisions of the National Social Security Fund Act.
So the amnesty campaign will apply to 3 categories of employers. The first category are those who have arrears of contributions. The second category are those who we have audited and we've given them settlement deeds. Then the third category are those employers who are not even registered and they do not have their employees registered for NSSF. We are saying that if you take advantage of this grace period or the amnesty campaign we are giving, we will waive 100% of the penalty.
Under its long-term strategy dubbed Vision 2035, the fund aims to increase its assets under management to 50 trillion shillings, expanding coverage to 50% of Uganda's working population and raise customer satisfaction to 95%. NSSF reports that compliance among registered employers currently stands at about 47%, highlighting gaps in contribution remittances. despite gradual improvements in the recent years.
In sub-Saharan Africa, one of the biggest obstacles to full compliance in social security contribution remains the high level of informality in economies, which continues to limit participation in formal social security systems and affects the broader labor market.
A significant percentage of workers, including those in the formal economy, are informally employed. No appointment letter, no pay slip, okay? So basically you're given a job verbally.
NSSF warns that employers who fail to take advantage of the amnesty period risk legal action, which could lead to additional costs.
We have 2 months, and that takes us through from today. Today is the 10th of March, 2026. 2 months ideally implies we are looking at 11th of May 2026. I think it's a great time for you to then reach out to the fund. So now then the next big question in the room is how should someone actually assess themselves?
An online portal on NSSF's website has been set up to enable the amnesty process for all categories of employers targeted.
You don't need any logins, you just go to their website and going through the self-assessment portal and download the self-assessment.
The fund, NSSF, maintains that improving compliance and expanding the employer participation will be key in strengthening Uganda's retirement savings systems and securing long-term financial protection for workers. Reporting for UBC News, Wadulo Arnold Mark at Workers' House, Kampala.
The bell-ringing ceremony at the Nairobi Securities Exchange has marked a historic milestone as Kenya Pipeline Company, which officially commenced trading on the exchange following a successful initial public offer. The ceremony was officiated by the President of Kenya, William Ruto, and attended by top officials from Uganda's Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development and UNOC.
And today has been the remarkable event of the bell ringing, which marks the trading initiation on the Nairobi Securities Exchange.
The event in Nairobi, graced by His Excellency William Ruto, the President of Kenya, signaled the start of public trading of Kenya Pipeline Company shares.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Kenya Pipeline Company IPO is the first privatization listing in nearly 2 decades at this bourse. The previous one being Safaricom, which was listed in June 2008. But there is a deeper significance to today's listing.
It has been announced that the government of Uganda had acquired a 20.15% shareholding in KPC, highlighting Uganda's commitment to strengthen regional energy security and strategic infrastructure partnerships.
So we look forward to participating as shareholders in KPC. We are going to look at this strategy. We are going to be part of the conversation in the boardroom and be part of the decision-making process. So it's exciting times, and I want to congratulate everyone who has been part of this achievement.
The KPC initial public offering raised more than 106 billion Kenyan shillings.
Unlike previous privatization proceeds that were absorbed into the general government budget, the proceeds of this IPO, as well as future privatization, will provide capital to the National Infrastructure Fund, which I signed into law yesterday on Monday, February 9th, 2026.
Currently, Uganda imports about 95% of petroleum products through Kenya, amounting to 2.96 billion litres per annum. Dennis Igoa for UBC.
UBC News Tonight takes a short break, but we'll be returning with much more. Do stay with us.
So, Muchala.
Yes, Daddy.
You know the children are going back to school and things are a bit tight, huh? For now, why don't you take half of the fees to junior school, and for the school van contribution, we shall pay later, huh?
Daddy,
Why don't we pay using MTN Momo, where we stand a chance of winning school fees for a whole year and more? By the way, you can also apply for a school fees loan, and also participating schools can win a school van.
That's right! Win school fees for a whole year and more. Get Momo goodies and a school van for participating schools. You can also apply for a school fees loan. Simply dial *165 *80# or use the Momo app.
It's back, bigger, and with more business opportunities. It's the Pearl of Africa Tourism Expo, Poate 2026, Uganda's flagship tourism event. Poate 2026 will take place from the 21st to the 23rd of May 2026 at the Speak Resort Convention Center, Munyonyo, under the theme Wanderlust. It's your time to thrive. Yes, it's your time to tap into Uganda's renewed optimism and tourism growth. Tourism stakeholders, travel trade partners, and tourism enthusiasts will be part of the Poate 2026. Come and network with like-minded people and unlock new business opportunities. To participate, register at www.poate.co.ug. Poate 2026 is brought to you by Uganda Tourism Board and partners.
Welcome back from that break, and this is News Tonight here on UBC TV. A warm welcome to those of you just joining us. African countries and developed countries are struggling to reach a consensus on the World Health Organization Pandemic Agreement. The Pandemic Agreement is an international document being discussed by the World Health Organization member states with the objective to help the world prevent, prepare for, and respond to pandemics.
World Health Organization Pandemic Agreement has reached advanced stages of being enacted, although African countries and developed countries have disagreed over pathogen access and benefits sharing annex.
The WHO Pandemic Agreement, adopted in May 2025, was designed to strengthen global pandemic prevention, preparedness, and response. However, the agreement cannot advance until the pathogen access and benefits sharing annex is finalized. The annex establishes the rules governing how pathogen samples and genetic data are shared globally to develop pandemic-related health products and how the benefits of these and from these innovations are equitably returned to all countries.
This is to ensure fairness. It's also to ensure that we strengthen trust among countries that are affected, because when a pandemic happens, we are all affected. All countries are affected, whether in the West or in the African countries. So we are strengthening that trust by this sharing, and also to support global solidarity in pandemic preparedness.
African countries want the pandemic agreement to address inequalities in healthcare.
We can't re-emphasize that. There is no clear guarantee that the sharing of pathogens and genetic sequence data will subject us to guaranteed, predictable benefit sharing, and these have been clearly stipulated. We are not assured that we'll get vaccines. We are not assured that we'll get diagnostics. We are not assured that we'll get treatments. And this is very pertinent. We learned from the COVID-19 days where there was vaccine nationalism. The world countries were taking and stocking vaccines, and as the low-middle income countries were struggling to get as much.
Like I said, if we are not, the PAB's framework is not in place, it means we are invisible. The equity bit is invisible, and therefore our support in this engagement will be limited. And our support is not only about building capacities, but financing the complete and whole community engagement arena and agenda to ensure that we have these vaccines upcoming, they are accepted.
African countries are looking forward to a document that speaks to equity in promoting access to vaccines and the fundamental right to health.
The Uganda Law Society has condemned the eviction of Mwema and Company advocates from their offices in Kololo, saying the process was carried out in breach of established legal procedures. The legal body says law firms handle sensitive client materials, including title deeds, wills, and other legal exhibits, which must be protected at all times.
That went around showing an unceremonious eviction of one of our members, MS Mwema Company Advocates, who are neighbors here across from their plot 5 Windsor Crescent offices. And this was done in presence of Uganda Police. Of course, the nature of the eviction, the conduct of the people who are, demolishing the signages, throwing items out, really put us in a very precarious situation. And our concern was really, how it was being done. Under the ULS Act, we have a mandate as the Uganda Law Society, which we've been emphasizing as the radical new bar. We have a mandate under Section 3C of the Uganda Law Society Act to represent and protect our members, the members of the Law Society and the members of the legal profession in Uganda as regards conditions of practice and otherwise.
The head of the State House Local Content Unit, Hajat Amina Mukalazi, has tasked the public to be vigilant in monitoring government programs. He made the remarks in Kampala as she announced celebrations for the recent President Kaguta Museveni's victory on Friday, March 13th, dubbed Yoga Yoga Jaja.
The National Resistance Movement recently won the general elections from the presidency to several local government positions. President-elect Yoweri Kaguta Museveni secured the presidency with 71.6% of the votes, while the party also regained a number of parliamentary seats from the opposition. NRM mobilizers have set 13th March to celebrate their achievements in the elections.
Our way that the president as a candidate that we wanted, that we cried for to be the president of Uganda, finally became the president and not at the April percentage. So we got a bigger percentage over the years. This percentage was last got in 1986. So we are so happy, and this posed for a celebration. So for this celebration, which is called the Jaja, Yoga Yoga Jaja, all congratulations Jaja. All will come back from the rallies and the campaigns, the Jaja. It is a mixture of so many things.
Speaking to the journalist, the head of the State House Local Content Unit, Hajat Amina Mukalazi, has tasked the public to be vigilant in monitoring government programs and demand accountability from the leaders.
For me, I once again say, this is our win, not the president's win, because it is us who are going to benefit from all these programs of government. And I want to also take this opportunity to tell you as Ugandans, our President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni has will for this country. He has put up so many programs that support the Wananchi, the Muntu Wawansi. But we don't want post-mortem. Make the alarms. Where you see things are not moving well, come and tell us. Let us include the president. Let us inform the IKG.
Meanwhile, MK Youth Initiative members have rallied behind the State House Local Content Unit in mobilizing for Ugandans to celebrate President Museveni's victory.
As MK, as partners of MK Youth Initiative, we are first of all want to be thankful and to thank most especially the President for the hard work and the commitment that he has showed to Ugandans.
The chairperson, Patrick Okiru, says they had strategic mobilization skills in soliciting and protecting the votes.
That we applied was so different from all the mobilization method that we held before. As the MK Youth Initiative being supervised by local content State House, we created structures from village levels where we extremely excelled well.
Philippa Gutta for UBC News in Kampala.
The Office of the Inspectorate of Government has taken the war against corruption to schools in Busoga, citing increasing cases of corruption among students. This was during the launch of the Integrity Ambassadors Club at Busoga High School in Kamuli District. The director in charge of research, education and advocacy, Gerald Guaira, warned students against getting involved in bribery, petty theft and examination malpractice.
Where schools are teaching, where teachers are on duty, Uganda, where you find government officers in office, not always absent.
One of the schools we've come to, but we'll be going throughout Busoga region and the country at large to initiate and launch these ambassadors clubs in schools and higher institutions of learning. Now, the purpose of these clubs is in the long term to raise young people, to raise leaders who act with integrity, to lead with, who provide ethical leadership. So we are telling these young students in the secondary schools, for example, that integrity, promoting integrity is a very important thing, because if somebody has integrity, then they are not going to be corrupt, they are not going to abuse office. So we want to capture them young. So this is a project that the Inspectorate of Government has initiated to mobilize young people across the country to join integrity clubs, so that we can train them from a young age for ethical leadership, to be responsible. And we are telling them that these little habits that start in school, like cheating in exams, like stealing other people's property, like lying to teachers, if they are not dealt with early enough, then these are the habits people take on when they become adults and get into government, and then start stealing public funds, start offering poor services, because they were not taught at a young age, and they were not ingrained, the things were not put in their hearts that they are wrong. So the Integrity Club, the purpose of the Integrity Club is to help us raise a generation of young people who believe in integrity, who promote integrity, who believe in service, good service delivery.
Member of Parliament-elect for People Living with Disability, Robert Sewagude, has donated 45 solar lighting systems to representatives of persons with disabilities in Karamoja. The gesture was a commitment to the pledge he made during campaigns to support production and business among PWDs in Karamoja.
So we are handing them over to... I'm officiating over a handover of 45 solar panel systems, a full set that is being given to our people in the entire region of Karamoja for our people with disabilities.
We love Sewagude so much because of the promises that he has fulfilled. So we have discovered that he is the right leader that is going to serve us in Karamoja. As leaders of Karamoja like us, we have been complaining a lot to them that whenever we vote you people, you forget Karamoja. I'm sure other members of Parliament will also follow their steps.
I'm very humbled and grateful to you for giving me this opportunity to go and serve you. I want to thank you very much, the voters, for voting me in office, and I kept my promise as I promised. You kept your promise to come and vote me, and you did that, and I also promised to come and serve you, and the process has begun today. On board, which we have, and they are 50 watts each. It comes along with the battery, a bulb, and it has the other accessories along with it. And I think you can use it to charge your phone and also light up your house. So I believe that with light in the house.
In 2024, Uganda recorded 37,000 new HIV infections and 20,000 AIDS-related deaths, a situation that calls for collective efforts if the country is to achieve its target of ending AIDS by 2030.
Infecting somebody, infecting another person. So there's no way you can say men cannot be infected, only women can be infected. So from the simple fact that people can infect one another, there's no logic in saying that only women should test. It should be everybody. It's just logical.
Together, we can end AIDS in Uganda. Every second counts. Let's act now. This message is brought to you by Uganda AIDS Commission, Office of the President.
So, Muchara.
Yes, Daddy.
You know the children are going back to school and things are a bit tight. Huh? For now, why don't you take half of the fees to junior school, and for the school van contribution, we shall pay later. Huh?
Daddy, why don't we pay using MTN Momo, where we stand a chance of winning school fees for a whole year and more? By the way, you can also apply for a school fees loan, and also participating schools can win a school van.
That's right! Win school fees for a whole year and more. Get more goodies and a school van for participating schools. You can also apply for a school fees loan. Simply dial *165*80# or use the Momo app.
Are you looking for a home away from home? Then this is the place for you. My name is Rukidi Kijjanangoma and welcome to Hotel Le Confidential.
With 84 comfortable rooms where you can relax and feel safe. Each room has a lovely view of green vegetation, Wi-Fi, air conditioning, and a tasty breakfast.
Children can have fun at our kids' water park and our kids' play area. You can also enjoy our world-class health club, spa, sauna, gym, boutique, and sky blue swimming pool.
Thank you for choosing Hotel Le Confidential, where every stay is unforgettable. Come and stay in comfort, right at home, today, tomorrow, and always.
Ni ai ma tetalo kelo pieni, alaka bedo tie. Pi ma tetalo kelo utie maleng lo nam manaka watwomo.
Baleri wa pepea kumbeni ma ene da ko leng pe da ko yel da ko matar of what to alnikel wa pi tetal.
As for now, you see, I'm very happy. Now the roofs are okay, the walls are now okay, the whole school looks very beautiful. Everybody who comes is seeing, really appreciating and saying, wow, that is good. So I appreciate the funders and those who thought about Kirama Primary School.
Kono bedo tek pien no kita mau teno waro mo kwano ke de book petie pien wano pe ke de gumengi no sola nyotara eto ichani mado no wane tara teno wado ngina kwana bed.
I'm very happy for Total for putting in this initiative. Really, as a community, it has not been easy because we do find with the limited facilities, limited human resource, we have been having challenges. We could come and take a lot of time, at times sitting under the trees, sitting down on the floor, but really with the new structure they have put in, I believe services are going to improve.
When this rain came and blew over our roof, it has spoiled a lot of our things that we have kept in the house, because when the rain was raining, all of us were inside for work. We only got home when the damage has been done already. But at the moment, I've seen the renovation has been completed. Our house is really looking good. We have seen all the facility has been put in place. That alone motivates us to do a lot.
Welcome back. Let's have a look now at business news. Dairy farmers in the Isinjiro district are expected to benefit from improved market access following the opening of a new milk products depot by Lakeside Dairy Limited at Mutukula border. The facility is expected to bring dairy products closer to traders and consumers in the border area. Sudat Kaye reports.
Lakeside Dairy Limited has opened a new dairy products depot at Mutukula border in Isinjiro district to meet the growing demand for milk products in the area. The facility is expected to ease access to dairy products for traders and residents operating along the Uganda-Tanzania border.
The main target of that depot is to make sure all the products are accessed all around the region. And we are varying these products to the depot so that our clients, our customers, can be able to access the food, the dairy products from that depot at ease.
The Mutukula depot adds to others established in Sanga, Katete, Isinjiro, Liantonde, Koranoya, Mile 4 and Dubiri, aimed at improving accessibility and increasing dairy consumption.
All these depots have improved our products accessibility from the customers, and the demand has really increased because now the awareness is at its high level, so all the customers are able to pick up the products. Even those who didn't know about us, they have got the chance to know about us, and they have got the chance to access the right products from our factory through our depots without changing prices, without changing flavor, because even at these depots, we make sure we preserve these products at the best.
The depots provide access to products including cheese, UHT milk and yogurt, all sold at prices similar to those at the factory gate.
We believe we have the best quality in terms of food, and that's where we feel like we need to be the outstanding, the leading producers of these products. We do yogurt, we produce milk, that's UHT. We have cheese, and the yogurt packaging, we have 2 packets.
Processors have advised vendors to store yogurt at cool temperatures since it is highly perishable.
I call upon all our customers, please, we shall always keep the standards. We shall always make sure the product is available and accessible at all corners of the country.
For UBC News, I am Sudat Kaye.
Sports news now, and Makerere University Business School in Nakawa has hosted the Grand 16th Namiryango College Old Boys Association Sports Gala. Our sports reporter John Barnes Sentamo watched the proceedings and filed this story.
Old students of Namiryango College have contested in the 16th Annual Namiryango Old Boys Association Nakoba Sports Gala at Makerere University Business School.
The major objective of this event is to bring all of us OBs together, socially, emotionally. We share what we are suffering, we share what we are going through, and we recap on what is happening. We reminisce on what we went through while we were in school, but also we network.
This gala is contested in cohorts and is powered by Uganda Breweries through its Guinness brand. Participants contest disciplines like soccer, rugby, athletics, basketball, and volleyball. The competition was between 23 teams that had to include a girl in some activities as a sign of Nakoba's celebration of Women's Day. In the competition, Likan's team won the Scrabble competition. Tyrants, Bost Chess, and Spartans were the best in tug of war. The 4x100 meters race was completed with Likens in number 1, while Knights batted all in the 100-meter sprint. The Nakoba Sports Gala aims beyond sports and camaraderie, with corporate social responsibility initiatives aimed at educating students.
For example, we have the Nakoba Endowment Fund, where we help the less fortunate but brilliant students so that they can also go through school. We have the Nakoba Circle. You've heard, and it's actually true, that Nakoba Circle is one of the biggest circles that we have in the country.
Other winners were Bagai in volleyball, Madiaba in basketball, Tyrants in football's Bapia Cup, Winter Warriors in football Kaulu Cup, while the overall title went to Tyrants.
And that's all we had time for. Thank you so much for having kept us company. I am Rukidi Kijjanangoma, and our next bulletin comes away at 10 p.m. Do make sure to be there with us and catch you then.